It's time to talk about your health. We've discussed the Great Resignation and more employees than ever quitting their jobs to really pursue something else. Now, with the surge of the Omicron variant, many people experiencing what's been called the hidden resignation. Here to talk about the biggest impacts you may be feeling on the job, psychologist and executive coach, Dr. Lisa Orbe-Austin. Good to see you again, Lisa.
Good to see you too, Natalie.
So how can people deal with the pandemic while also trying to focus on their career, making the most of these opportunities? We are faced with a lot of challenges.
Yeah, and I think, people are feeling a sense of burnout from all of the things that they've had to deal with, the complicated situations in the last couple of years. And I think they're also feeling very fed up that they've put in a lot into these work environments and not felt like they've gotten much in return. And I think people are also questioning sort of what is next for them and allowing themselves to have a moment to really think that through.
Yeah, the pandemic giving everyone new perspective. A new Gallup survey actually found that 34% of the 57,000 people that were surveyed were asked about engaging with their job. Why do you think that people are just checking out? They are not engaged at all in what they're doing, and there's just an element of burnout there.
Yeah, and I think the burnout is profound. I think it is a level of burnout and a level of chronic burnout that we haven't seen in a really long time, very universally. And I think people are just not knowing what to do with it. It feels really heavy and really hard to deal with, and it doesn't seem like there's much of a light at the end of the tunnel. And I think people struggle to figure out what to do with that level of burnout.
Yeah, so if we are one of those people that, have just kind of checked out of our jobs, what is your suggestion and ways that we can get our heads back in the game? Because a lot of people simply say, hey, you know what, I'll just find a new job. But that doesn't mean it's not going to happen at the next job.
Yeah, and I think what is important to do is ask yourself a couple questions. One of them is is this burnout, and how do I get it remediated? Am I going to go see someone to get it treated? Am I going to change some of my behaviors? Am I going to think about altering different things in my life? Is it the job itself? Is it the job that I'm working at? Is it the actual field? Is it what I'm doing and I just don't like it? And it actually also burns me out? Or thirdly, is it the company that I'm at? Is the company that I'm at not a good fit? And I think it's really important to kind of differentiate between them. Sometimes it's a mix of a lot of things, but I think differentiating helps you to figure out what to tackle first.
Yeah, and on the other side of things, you mentioned this about the company. It's not just about the employee. What should companies be doing to help their employees and fight the burnout?
Well, I think companies have to honestly start to examine and explore what's going on for their particular employees. Is it a case that they feel overloaded, overworked? Are you too lean? Do you need to staff up? Do they feel poorly compensated? Do they feel like there's not a lot of opportunity for advancement? Do they feel like the work process, there's something wrong with it? Do they want more flexibility? I think you need to be able to ask those questions and then do something about it. Don't just hear the answer. If you don't like it, just make it go away. Really do something about it. People really appreciate and respond to being heard and being validated by action.
All right. Good advice from Dr. Lisa Orbe-Austin. As always, if you want to see more of her work, follow her on social media as well. You can do that at Dr. Orbe-Austin, and then see you here next week. Thanks again.
All right. See you next week.